Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Episode 13, I believe, and things are getting a bit reciprocaty. I'm gonna start cutting a little bit more off the seal. Yeah, gonna cut a tiny bit more off the seal, cut this bottom bit out here, and hopefully I'll start to weld on this this episode. I've never done a single bit of welding in my life, but we're gonna jump straight in the deep end and start welding the seal up. The new seal is there. So it just needs a bit of fine trimming, bit of grinding, and then hopefully get a bit zappy with the old welder. And hopefully I don't warp it or look too awful. But like I say, I've never even picked up a welder, so what's the worst that can happen? Oh man. Right, let's crack on. Down there and along this edge, or do I just go straight along and weld a bit in that plate? Oh, sod it. Okay. So that is the bit that was bent. So what my plan is, if I cut all the way along here, probably not right up to the weld, I'm just going to cut that section out. I'll have to cut a bit more up here, like that, mark it, cut the bottom off, up to the jacking point, and then I'll trim the metal around that, I think. And I'll leave the jacking point intact, because the factory weld is going to be way better than what I do, so that's the plan. I may end up crying if it goes wrong, but I'm sure it won't. All right, that bit's back to the point where I want it. I just want to pull this bit out a tiny bit that way, so it's kind of level, and then I'll cut the other seal flush with that, and that's pretty much up to the factory pinch line there. So I reckon that would do it. I reckon. All right, that might be a bit overkill for what I need, but it'll certainly pry it out. Oh dear, right, okay. There we go. Oh, beautiful. Perfect. Oh, should have been a panel beater. Probably shouldn't actually. All right, I'll take that back. Maybe I should have been a paddle beater. Oh dear. I'm sure there's paddle beaters literally crying as I'm doing this, going, "What are you doing, you idiot?" But it's the best I could do with my knowledge, that's for sure. Bloody toffee hammer and a cut-up crowbar. Oh dear. All fun and games, all learning. Right, so this obviously isn't pushed right the way back yet, which will be there basically. I've still got that gap there, so I'm not quite sure what that is, but I think it's because I've not pushed this bottom all the way back, because it's still got the seal there. So I think what the best port of call is, obviously, from what I've read up online, say this is attaching there, I'll draw a line, cut a 1mm disc line through it, and that'll be enough to weld to. That's what I understand anyway. That's what I've looked up on YouTube. So it may be completely wrong, but that's all I can go with at the minute. Just cut that bottom out. Hopefully that'll bring the seal right the way around underneath, and it should mount okay. Either that or I'm making a massive mistake. Right, let's get cutting. my glasses are on my bloody head. Right, now I just need my grinder. Where's the grinder gone? What have I done with that? Honestly, I'd lose my bloody head if it weren't screwed on. Right, if I cut this bit off first, I know I've got to come up more than that, but if I cut that bit off first, I can then have a look underneath where to cut. Do you know what? Thinking about this, I should have actually done this in the last video before I porta powdered it, because I reckon that would have taken out a lot of strength out of this edge and it would have pushed a lot easier. What an numpty. What an absolute numpty. Let me raise this up a bit more. In there. Okay, so that is going to need to be cut along there. Oh man. Alright. Bugger. Well, that's not what I wanted. Jesus Christ, that is bad. Oh, all in shoe. All in my shoe. Come on, you bastard. That's there. That's there. Right, okay, so that bit come out all right there. In the end, what I've done is I cut that back a bit. This was all bent in underneath here, so I pulled that all the way forward now. So that sits pretty much, once that's gone back, it's pretty much flushed out. I think I need a couple of mil hammering on the inside of that. Sorry, excuse the stump again. Made its second cameo. Yeah, I'll push that bit there, just a couple of mil forward. And then, yeah, we're pretty much there. Then I've just got to cut that front half off there because I don't need any of that bit there. That's all solid under there. And then it's just whether I do, like, whether I cut that bit out or if I just literally drill and spot weld through and just whack a bit of filler over and skim it flat. It's going to be under skirts anyway, so I might even just do that for pure ease and laziness. Like I say, this is never going to be a mint car, it's only ever going to be a drift car, so rather than cutting all that out and trying to weld along that line, I might literally just drill a couple of spot weld it on. Probably do that route, I reckon. Lazy boy. And then yeah, I'll just cut that bit down there. Sweet. She is progressing nicely. Yeah, it's definitely, I should definitely portal power this because I can actually move this. Without that sill being welded on, cut off, I can actually move that by hand, so I should have bloody done that yesterday. I didn't think. But yeah. It's looking mighty good. Well, it's not looking mighty good, it's looking shit, but it's getting there, I should say. Right. Now I've got to decide whether I fix that, because that is roached. It's a real solid top wing, but I might even just buy another wing because I don't know if I can be asked to cut and weld that bit on there. Yeah, I might just find another wing. They're not massively expensive for pattern part wings for these. Save Jake the bodywork. I might even just get two. You can buy a pair of pattern part wings. The other one's alright, but it's just lack of peel and everything on it, and by the time you've spent hours and hours prepping it, the money I'm going to save in prepping, I might as well just buy two new ones, I think. But I do need to find two doors because I've read up and I think all the fiberglass doors they do are pretty pretty rubbish. God, I'm just adding up in my head exactly how much this car's going to cost to get on track, and it's not going to be a cheap skid car as I first initially thought. I'm going to be honest with you. Just because of the things I want to do to it. But if I do end up selling the Mark II, then I want a car that I can, you know, be proud of, and I'd rather go with the good bits that I want to do to it than put it out on the track and then think, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. I'd rather just do it in the first place. So we'll see how it pans out. Anyway, right, onto some welding in a bit. Right, so that's pretty much fitting where it wants to fit. This bit here is fine, and then it gets to this bit where the metal's absolutely mullered. So I think what I'll do, I'll tack weld down here. This is the plan anyway. This bit I can skim with a bit of filler, that ain't gonna matter. So I'll tack weld down to this point here, get that level. All the underneath will be level where it wants to be, basically pull back where it wants to be. And then what I might do is put a little splice down here, push that metal into this bit, joins, if that makes sense. So this bit of metal will be under there, push that in and then weld it through there. And then grind it, fill it, you'll never know. It'll be perfect. When I say perfect, not perfect, but you know what I mean. Livable. Right, so what I've done until Reese gets here, gives us a hand setting up the welder and stuff. I've just drilled all the holes out in this for the pot rivets. I'm not going to go mad because I'm just going to do a little seam of like tiger seal just to hold them on. I've also gone along and trimmed the back edge of this off because you had a return which was holding this away from the body. So I've just gone and shaved all that off, so that's nice and flush fitting now, I should say. So yeah, that's pretty much there. So I'm just going to drill these up. I'm going to cut these off here, so you can see these, when you've got the arch on it, you can see these bits. So I'm going to cut that right down there and along there, and then this one the same along there, because the bumper will hide this. This one, it should carry on in line with the actual arch. So that's the that's the plan. Hopefully it goes all right and it looks all right when it's done. All right, so that's pop riveted on. So that's well, obviously the front is still poking out, and the reason for that is what I'm thinking. This is just a bit of a unneat, crappy edge here. So I'm thinking I might do a slice down there, a slice along that line there, all the way along, and then rivet it straight to the body. It just means that you're going to get that factory recess rather than this really weird misshapen fiberglass one. And I don't think it'll look odd with the wing coming down there. So this is where I've cut this one right back here, because obviously the bumper's going to come to here. This one, however, the wing doesn't start that far enough back to get it, so you've still got this horrible edge. So I'm going to have to try and cut the metal to come down and shape it. I mean, every bloody time I drop this phone. So yeah, I mean the skirts are going to come a little bit higher than there, and then I think it'll just be shaping the back edge up to a point and in. I think it'll look alright. But yeah, that's not ideal, but they weren't massively expensive over fenders. When you think the click tuning ones are like 370 quid, these are like £140. So yeah, should be alright though. Shape that arch a little bit. So along that line there, I think. I might even skim this bit into the... Oh no, I'm saying that, once I've got the trim back on, the black trim back on, it should actually go where it needs to go. I might have to trim it back a little bit, but... yeah. Perfect, like that. Round that bottom edge off. Right. There we go. So you see what I'm trying to do there, like, once that's fitted in, the black plastic arch will go to there. It should sit nice and neat on the factory swage line rather than that crappy horrible edge. Sorry, excuse my hand. Yeah, I think that looks way neat actually. Now it's just to neaten up this bit. Right, well that's that quarter fully on. I know them flares look absolutely horrendous at the moment. They're massive, but once the wheels go on, like you saw in the last video, that picture, I'll chuck it up again here now, just in case you missed the last episode. But once they look like that, it should look absolutely amazing. So yeah, that's it, fully fitted. Obviously, that's how I've trimmed it. So once that plastic trim goes in, it should look super, super neat. The only thing I'm not happy with, like I said, this one's okay because the bumper's going to come to here anyway. It's on quick release, this bit. So these arches actually start quite a way further forward than the stock arch. So I'm wondering whether I take this metal here and sort of bring it down that sort of angle, maybe, and then off and lose it at the back. Because don't forget, I've got skirts that are going to come up to sort of there. I don't think that would be too bad if I actually cut the metal down there like that and lost it like that, possibly. Yeah, I think that would probably be best. Something along them lines. And then I've just got to fill all this in there. It's not going to need a massive patch, but obviously it's not sealed to the inner arch, so I'll have to just chuck a bit of weld in there. I might even be able to just push that over to there. No, sorry, I'll just cut a patch and put it in. That'd be alright. I have just done it really cheaply in the last cars that I had before and just like hammered that flat and then put a bit of bloody tiger seal up it, but I want to do it properly on this one. Yeah, so actually looking at that there, if you look inside, it ain't huge. I reckon I might even be able to just weld a patch on the inside, because it isn't huge. Not sure the best way to go about that. Obviously, all the interior panels, let me go around the other side. So all the interior panels on this, I'm going to actually weld a panel in. So like where you'd normally have the door card, I'm just going to literally weld a flat plate in there. So nothing's going to come on the inside. It's just got to make sure it's obviously watertight. So what I'll probably do is mock up a plate to go in there, quickly drill them pop rivets out, pop that off, weld a bit in, and yeah, hopefully that should do it, I reckon. Well, I know I said we was going to do some welding, and Reese has come to the garage and we've literally just spent like the last hour just chatting, and it is just too cold. I'm not staying in here tonight welding.
No, I want a heater, Craig.
We've got a heater, but you can't hear when we've got the heater on. They've got that big gas blower.
No, like a log burner.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
Nice little log burner in there. Nice little like chested chair next to it.
Oh, that would be nice.
Sit there, smoke cigars.
We could put one, to be fair. If I move this zip ties out of the way, it's like a concrete wall there, so we could just bring the flue up, take that down, or even go above it, cut the wood out, and just go straight out the front.
Yeah.
That would probably be alright.
Yeah, just load up some wood. It'll smell nice as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hey? Yeah, that's the only thing, isn't it? We do need some sort of heating in here. It is bloody chilly.
So, very productive night. Welding the E30, I'm supposed to put heaters going around.
Oh dear. Well, we'll do it another night. It's too cold. This is the only problem, I've got to say, this is the only problem in here when I'm doing like liveries and stuff at the moment, and I'm wrapping mainly. I've literally got to have that blower on, not that blower, that heater on, and the blower that's around there constantly, just to try and warm up the panels. Because it is basically it's an old hay shed. That's all this was. So it's high roofs and pretty drafty. So yeah, I'll find something. Oh, you see how cold it is. I swear to God, every video I just seem to be moaning about how cold I am.
We're British. That's what we do. We moan when it's hot, we moan when it's cold.
Yeah, and someone will be going, oh, this is ridiculous in here.
Hot in here.
We need an aircon in here. Yeah, we're just chatting our tyre sizes on these wheels. We're just saying, obviously, Reece has got the 651 accelerators to skid on the back, and probably going to run like a 195/50. I basically run a Advan AD08 on the front of the Mark II. I was saying about that, and Reece was saying about the Zec Novas because they're meant to be really good. I've heard really good things about the Zec Novas. So
same money, it just I just burn off the old.
what size are they? 195/50s on them on there.
Yeah, 195/50/15.
And what are they? Tyre wise?
8J.
No, tyres wise. Sorry.
Oh, 808s.
Oh, they're 808s. Oh, right. Oh, they are.
So I run them.
Of course, I said it's
normally I have them on the front. I don't run road tyres on the front, please.
Yeah.
Then I've got.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, I'll end it there. I don't think I've even got enough footage today to make another video out of this, to be honest with you. But we'll tag this onto another video. So, in a bit.
Au revoir.